What is up? 23.1 tip video. It's a repeat of a 2014 workout. So we have a lot of data about it. It's been discussed before. It's been done before. These movements are all really common movements. So there's no big surprises and lots of ways we can talk strategy. And that will be an important piece of this workout if you want to do the best you can. And that's all this is for, doing the best that we personally can. Even if you're signing up officially on the game's website, it's just about opting into something, signing up, saying, I'm going to commit myself to do this thing. That's all it has to be about. It doesn't matter where you stand on the leaderboard. You don't have to compare yourself to others. That's not necessarily what it's about. It's when you sign yourself up to something, you commit to it. That's more so what it is, at least for me and my subjective opinion here. Okay, so to get into this, the workout is a chipper, meaning you're going through it one time, and if there's time left, you go through it again. For us, average folk, it's going to be a one-time through thing. We're not going to have anyone that's going to finish the workout. What it is going to be is 60 cal row, 50 toe to bar, 40 wall balls, 30 cleans, and 20 muscle ups. And then if you get through that in 14 minutes, you would continue back up to the row. So let's talk about each individual movement. What I want to say right in the beginning, though, is that your warm-up is going to be vital in this one. You're going to want to spend a good amount of time warming up. So get there early. The gym opens at 4:30 if you think you're going to go in heat one. Remember, it's first come, first serve. We can run 6 people at once. There's going to be a couple spots for muscle up attempts. We'll have it numbered off where you're going to go, and you can base that on the pull-up bar you want to use. Know that if you want a specific pull-up bar, there may be 2 people vying for it, so you may need to wait till another heat. We'll figure that out. It's going to be dependent on who shows up and who wants what. So we'll do the best we can to accommodate that. But do get there early. Plan to warm up. It's self-guided because we're going to be doing all these other things. So we won't be able to guide you through a warm-up at the same time. Just give yourself some time for it. I can't express that enough. You want to get really out of breath before the workout. You want to be good and sweaty, and you want to be really mobile. There's a lot of things that require some good mobility. You don't want to be stiff going into this workout, or it's going to be just a worse time for you. We want the best time for you, okay? So warm up well. The row. You are wanting to be very smooth here. You want to focus on technique. It's only about 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. So we're talking anywhere from like 550 to 750 meters is about what the 60 calories is going to equate to. So just know that what you're getting into there, you don't want to full on sprint this thing because there's a lot of work after. You're going to be excited, pumped full of adrenaline. So don't let that mean that you go too fast and start too hot, or the entire rest of the workout is going to be pretty bad. When you're rowing, there are some things that we need to pay attention to considering the work after it. There are ways you can change how you row, how you pull, different muscle groups you use, and that's going to be important in this one. You're really going to want to focus on leg drive and not pulling too early so you don't fatigue your upper body, since we're going to be hanging from that pull-up bar. And you want to avoid pulling in with your feet too much on the way in, because that's going to tax your hip flexors and your core more. So try to stay relaxed on the way in. You want to be really smooth on the rower. We're talking about holding incredible posture. Okay, that's going to be really important so you can breathe properly and use your posterior chain. So your spine, your hip flexors, your glutes, your hammies while you're pulling. So row technique is going to be vital. If you're good on the rower, like if you're a bigger, stronger athlete, you could, and more powerful, you could handle setting your damper up a little bit higher. Nobody should be going over 6.5 or 7. You don't want it to be really a struggle of a pull. It's not going to matter too much your row time. You could make it be where you go too fast and it really impacts the rest of the workout. And that's what we don't want. So don't try to win the row. But if it is a strength of yours, set the damper on like a 6.5 if you're bigger, powerful, and, you know, make up a little ground there if you know that the toe to bar is going to slow you way down. If you're a shorter person, you're not so strong and powerful, bigger, then you want to set that damper even lower, like a 5 for the dudes, maybe a 4 for the ladies, and cruise through there and don't go too fast. Relax your grip on the rower. You don't want to be squeezing that handle because you have to hang a ton on the toe to bar next and on the cleans. So you want to save your grip as much as you can. Treat your hands, relax grip, try to hook it. Don't squeeze with the thumb, okay? That's about all on the row. The toe to bar, this is going to be dependent on your ability, but I know everyone at our gym, so what I would recommend is that you don't do big sets. You do smaller sets, smaller reps. Sorry, more sets, smaller reps, and rest very minimally. Someone could knock off 10 and completely smoke their hip flexors and their core and have to start getting closer to failure and resting more often for longer periods of time versus someone who can just steadily chip away at singles and get through maybe in the same time or quicker because you've blown yourself up by doing big sets of lots of reps. Unless you consider yourself really good at toe to bar, I would not do anything bigger than 3 to 5 reps at a time. Singles is going to be a great strategy for a lot of people, especially if you barely have toes to bar. Remember that you can RX this workout just because you can't do all the movements. If you can do the row, you can do some toes to bar, then you can RX the workout. And if you go to a point where you can no longer touch your toes to the bar, you can just continue on scaled and submit an RX score where you got to. Back to the toe to bar, again, just doing singles is going to be a good strategy for most people. If you do that, you don't want to have to jump up to your bar every single time. So setting some plates up or some mats up or the big blue mat under you so that you don't have to jump every rep and you can set up a really efficient kip right out of the get-go. That's going to be important. You also don't want to do big giant kips. All right, you want to be really efficient with your kip, keep tension. It's going to be important. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, get me before and ask me to go over it more in person so you can see. You want to really avoid going to failure. That's going to be really important. So that's what I'm talking about, not doing big sets. The wall ball. Your legs are going to be really important in this one too. You just fatigued your core, you fatigued your upper body from the hanging. So you want to use as much leg drive as you can. Using your hips, standing that ball up powerfully off of the ground and then tossing it up is going to be really important. It's only a set of 40, so planning this one, how you're going to break it. If you know you can't go unbroken, 15, 15, 10. Do bigger sets first, then smaller sets. That's better mentally. If you can do it in 2, 25, 15, something like that. Have a plan for this so you can stick to it. If you're going to drop, count to 3, go right back into it. Take short breaks. You don't need long breaks to catch your breath. Just you're going to have to push yourself through. That's about it on the wall ball. On the power cleans, singles. Everybody at the gym, unless you're stupid strong and you can blast through that weight, just do singles. It's going to be nearly just as fast and way less effort if you're doing touch and go to just do singles. They're nearly as quick. If I'm doing 30, maybe not if I was doing 5, but if I'm doing 30 in the grand scheme of things, if I'm doing quick singles and picking it up really fast versus someone who's doing like a set of 10 and dropping for 10 seconds or something, good chance I catch them and great chance I expended less energy because I didn't have to control the bar to the floor every single rep. And that eccentric part of the movement, the lowering portion, is what rips up the muscle fibers the most. So I'm not doing any of that if I'm dropping it from my shoulder every single time. Don't be afraid to drop it from the shoulder. There is a tie break after the power cleans or the cleans. Remember that you can power them. You don't have to squat them. There's a tie break then, so if you know you're not going to get the muscle up, or if you're scaling, if you're not going to get the kipping pull up, then you might as well go as fast as you can through those cleans and get through so that you can have a good tie break time. Because if you tie with someone else who isn't able to do the muscle ups or the kipping pull ups, then your tie break time is going to be what sets it apart. So note that on the muscle ups or the kipping pull-ups, you're probably going to get there and you either don't have them, so you're going to try. You're not going to get there, potentially, because it's a 14-minute workout. Or you do have some, okay? So if you do have some, you're just going to give it a go. Whatever you got left, how much ever energy you have, knock out 2 or 3, knock out 1 at a time. Be quick with it. You're going to have a minute or 2 maybe for us at the gym I'm speaking to. And if you're doing kipping pull-ups, then again, if it's your first attempt, do the best you can to try to get up there, PR, get your first ever one. Same with muscle ups. And if you have like 30 seconds left, knock it out. Give it everything you got. You're almost done. So our strategy is not the same if we're pro athletes versus the gym community. So know that I'm speaking to us. All right. That's it. If you've got more personal questions, you want to see things, examine them further in person, let me know, and or a coach know at the gym, and we'll get with you about that. Best of luck to you tomorrow. I'll see you there. Super excited to watch all of you give it all you got and step into the fire. It's a fun time. It's like signing up for something that's gonna make you suffer. It's gonna hurt. It's all those things that you all are very accustomed to. You all can do this. So if you stuck with me for 11 and a half minutes, I hope to see you there. Don't forget, we're doing the support turkey thing. Red and white are going to be the themes. We'll have a place to donate. There's going to be some Turkish desserts as well for after the workout. Stick around. Know that we're going to judge each other also. We've got to hold each other to these standards. Unless you're not officially signed up, then you don't have to have a judge. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Okay, bye.